Juan, what would you say to maybe other people who have come from the private sector who feel nervous about being competitive for policy school? What would you say to them? How did we help you with that?
So essentially, you told me to really look into the reasons why I want to move into the public sector and the reasons why a public sector education might be really good for me. For other applicants, it might be combining a business degree with an MPP degree. And I think having your personal academic background, Kaneisha, really helps applicants. And also a lot of the consultants that I work with have dual degrees. So that really helps people transition from the private sector to the public sector. Look into volunteer activities that you do, where you also showcase interest. If you work with any non-government organization, multilateral organization, that also is a lot of the components that can affect if you want to apply to a public policy degree. And then you also navigate applicants with career options after that. But I don't know how much of that you want to talk about.
So we do. So that's interesting that you say that. We don't yet have any sort of formal program around career coaching, but I have found that our clients, some of them return because once they're even in graduate school, because they're like, you know what, like, you guys help me get in. Can you help me get an internship? So we do. We actually have one of our clients, a Latino client who we helped him get into Harvard Business School and then Harvard Kennedy School with a full ride to policy school. And now he's back like, hey, it's my summer. I want to make the most of my summer. Can you help me? So it definitely happens. And of course, we've got this expertise on the team, all these consultants with their various professional backgrounds. And then just, it's a very similar journey. Not the same, but it's a similar journey, kind of landing and trying to figure out your career moves. Juan, what would you say to maybe other Latin Americans who are wondering if this can work for them?
So I would say to my fellow Latin Americans that working with the Art of Applying, you would feel like you're working with somebody that understands your background. Again, if a lot of you have never had a family member studied in the US or in North America for that matter, if nobody in your family speaks English, really the Art of Applying provides a platform for you to navigate those, I guess, vacancies in your application process. And at the same time, they provide a platform for you to get support. Because besides all the preparation process, it's normal to feel very nervous and anxious about the process. And at least in my case, I was surrounded by a lot of friends that understood what I was going through. But what happens if nobody in your direct environment understands how difficult it is to apply to grad school? You find that niche with the Art of Applying. A lot of encouragement and a lot of positive energy to keep working and to keep applying and to keep, I guess, pushing the ball to get everything in. That was really important as well. And I think that's what I would want my fellow Latin Americans to feel like, that this is actually a community. And you would have access to former The Art of Applying applicants. So you would be able to connect with people like me or with any other former, I guess, client that work with The Art of Applying. And that's really good. I think in that regard, I was actually connected with a Panamanian who had a connection with The Art of Applying. We met up for a coffee and he really understood my needs and he even pushed me to work with The Art of Applying. So I guess feel free to reach out to me if I can.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And I'm so glad we were able to connect you to our other client from Panama, former client. And you mentioned that your parents, they don't speak English. And that's very, very common among our clients, that people's parents mostly speak the language of their home country. If you're open to it, I would love for you to say something in Spanish to any parents who are watching this video that are like, what is this? I've never heard of this type of service. What does this business do? And why is my son or daughter considering it? If you're open to it.
Yes, of course. Señores y señoras, aplicar a las escuelas de maestrías y los estudios después de licenciatura en Estados Unidos es un proceso súper complejo, súper difícil, y para mí navegarlo con la ayuda de The Art of Applying fue bastante positivo. Y sí les recomiendo considerar estos servicios, especialmente si es la primera vez que en su familia están tomando estos pasos para educación superior. Así que cualquier información que necesiten, por favor, estoy totalmente disponible y cualquier ayuda que necesiten a la orden.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Juan. I think that will be helpful for because a lot of times we do have parents who join on the breakthrough call or people who consult their parents about the decision. So how did it